Yo, what's up guys, I'm Yannick from the Produce School and this is our brand new Afro House producer pack, Savannah. Afro House is the most popular genre in dance music of 2024 and is continuing to rise even further. After the huge success of our first Afro House pack called Oasis, we got so many requests from you to do a follow-up on that pack, and finally, here it is. Inside the pack you will find over 100 presets for Serum, 3 unique Afro House project files that are made for FL Studio, Ableton Live and Logic Pro, a sample pack including all the essentials such as drums, drum loops, percussion, FX, synth loops, piano loops and so much more, and a vocal pack that includes some amazing Afro House style vocals, both female and male vocals that are 100% royalty free, key labeled and dry and wet stems included. Savannah is the ultimate toolkit for Afro House producers and was inspired by leading artists such as Keinemusik, Moblack, Black Coffee, Nitefreak, Alex One and many more. Now let me give you a preview of the 3 project files that are included in Savannah. As I mentioned at the start of this video, there are over 100 presets for Serum included in Savannah, and now I'm going to pick out some of my favorite presets that are in there and give you a little preview of what they sound like. If we take a look at the full list, you can see that there are basses, drum presets, leads, plugs, sequences and synths. And let's start off with some basses. This first bass is called Brutal and it's a very deep and percussive kind of sub sound. Like for any of our other packs, we include macros and mod wheel modulations, and in this way you can easily tweak the preset and add some extra things or character to the sound. For instance, you can add some punch with macro 2. You can open it with macro 3 or add some drive. And you can use the mod wheel, which is usually linked to the filter cutoff. So if you have a MIDI controller with a mod wheel, then you can play around with that. And you can easily create automations for that as well. Bass Cave is a nice bass step that can be used in a little bit more like the harder Afro House tracks. And you can use the macros to change up the sound. Bass Flavors is a really nice Reese bass that consists out of 2 wavetables. The first one is a kind of saw wave, which creates a Reese. And then the second wavetable is the sine wave, which creates the actual bass and the really low sub-frequencies. And in that way you have a really full sounding bass. Bass Mountain is a plucky FM bass. Bass Noon. Sounds very analog because we used the fine tuning to create a detuned effect instead of the unison, which creates a more digital detune. But we stacked 3 saw wavetables on top of each other and then fine-tuned 2 of them, which creates that analog feel. Bass Pathway. Let's check out some macros, like the release, for instance. Very nice to modulate things like these to keep your tracks interesting. You can also add a little bit more white noise. Or detune the lead bass. Bass Pursuit is a hard-hitting bass which has layered in the noise section, which creates this very hard-hitting sound. And with macro 1 you can just remove it simply. Or you can make it more percussive with macro 3. Bass Star is a really warm saw bass. Since Reese basses are heavily used in Afro House, we included a bunch of Reese basses. Bass Sunset is one of them and goes like this. Bass Tandanza was inspired by the track from Keinemusik that has the same name. I don't know the exact pattern that it played in the original track, but it's a really fat kind of mini moog bass and goes like this. Over to some drum presets. This one is called Knocker, that has a lot of drive. Drum Noise Head is nice for fills. It has a velocity modulation going on, so the velocity of your MIDI depends how loud the sound is. And you can add some human touch to the sound with it. And then Drum Tomato is another low tom sound that goes like this. Now onto some leads. This one is called Ella and it's very nice for those repetitive melodies that are used a lot in Afro House. And this preset also has a velocity modulation, so you can control how loud the sound is with your MIDI velocity. Let's add some more reverb. Or decrease the cutoff. Lead Gorilla is a nice gliding lead. Lead Hollow. Lead Join. Lead Overdrive is a saw lead that has a lot of distortion and it creates this very cool kind of overdriven sound. You can use it with sustained notes like this. Or you can use it with shorter notes and create this repetitive lead sound. You can then use the first macro to create some modulations. Lead Raise. Which is nice to use in your build-ups. And then the last lead I'm going to show you is called Tundra. Now let's check out some plugs. This one is called Avocado. Plug Believe is a preset that was inspired by a track from Superflu, and this is how it sounds. And it's very nice to use the first macro in your build-ups to like open up the sound and give it some extra release. Plug Blur is a very interesting sound. It's a sine layered with one of the stock atmosphere noises, and then you get a really kind of percussive or almost like a vocal sound, which goes like this. Plug Bones. Plug Howl has a nice punch. Plug Mango is a kalimba plug that has a little bit of white noise layered on top, which creates a very organic and nice sound. Plug Muted. Plug Needy. Plug Peach is a nice percussive plug sound that was made using white noise only basically, and we used a filter with a very high resonance and then enabled key tracking, so this resonance is actually creating the tone of the sound. And that's creating this very organic white noise plug. Plug Sunsets. Also a very organic tropical plug sound. Now let's check out some of the sequence presets. These are presets that you can just hold in one note and it will play a pattern for you, which is very easy and very fast to use. So this is sequence better. I'm just holding in one note. And now let's tweak some macros. And these are mostly those synth cushion sounds that you can hear in like almost every Afro house track ever. Sequence Beyond. sequence get. And sequence stroke. Here are some synths. This first one is called Cinema, and it's a very nice pad sound. Synth Creature. Then Dolphin is this very deep pad that can be used in the backgrounds of your tracks, just to fill up some space in there. So you could just play the root note of the track or the root chord and then slowly open it up, just to build some like tension in your track. Synth Ethnica. Synth Missing is a very warm sound that can be used very well with chords. And then the final preset that I want to show you is called Synth Oasis, and it's very nice for some big pad swells to make your tracks a little bit more interesting and have something going on. And it sounds like this. So it's very big, it has a lot of reverb on there, and it's very nice to add some interesting touches to your tracks. Now let's go over the sample pack that's included in Oasis. First of all, there are bass shots like these. Drum loops, which are divided into a few subfolders. First of all, there are bongo loops, a total of 10. Then the drum loops folder is divided into a few categories. We got bongo loops, Foley loops, hard tom loops, head loops, percussion loops, shaker loops and tom loops. For most of them there are 10 in there, and let's check out a few of them. Starting off with the bongo loops. Foley loops. And they are very nice to layer underneath your tracks and give some extra organic and natural touch to your tracks. Some hard tom loops. Head loops, which has some acoustic head loops like these. And some more like programmed head loops. Then there's a total of 30 percussion loops, which are also very nice to use in your tracks. shaker loops, and finally there's a total of 10 tom loops. Then for the drum samples we have all the essentials like claps, closed heads, 20 kicks, open heads, a bunch of percussion sounds, shakers, snares, and toms. Then we got some fills, which are some shorter ones like this one, or this one, but we also have some longer fills in there. Which is nice to use in the builds of your tracks. We will add a few more, 5, so that will be later included. Then for the FX folder we got ambience, which is nice to put on a very low volume in the background of your track. Some atmosphere sounds, same counts for that. Downlifters, which are mostly white noise. Impacts. Transitions. And uplifters. And then to top off the sample pack we got some synth shots like these. There are also some piano loops in the pack which have the MIDI included as well, so if you want to use the same progression or transpose it, then you can use the MIDI for that, and they sound something like this. And now let me show you my favorite thing of the pack, which is the vocal pack. We have a bunch of female and male vocal hooks in that really Afro house style. They are 100% royalty free, so you can use them in your tracks without asking us for permission. And for every vocal stem we have the dry and wet stem included. First of all, let's check out a few of the female ones, and they sound something like this.
I'm finding ways to mend my broken heart. Waseni shajitoa, waseni shajitoa. Dokudonda, cheki on my bounce ameunga. Koro yakwa, neyedete modomwe. Dikana motiga.
And then the male vocals, which also have the dry and wet stems included, and everything is BPM and key labeled, by the way.
Mevu abamona Jemdu kola sonya bineo Mekoningwagu Biye chingwa ngayo Yeah, chingwang ayop. Bio bio. Bio Congo. Bengagwe mina oh. Bengagwe mina oh.
So since the vocals are 100% royalty free, you can use a track using the vocals on all major streaming services without having to deal with us and royalties. But if you have any questions about that, then feel free to drop a comment and I will try to help you on there. And that's basically everything for this overview of Savannah. If you have any questions about the content, then feel free to take a look at our website and the page of Savannah, because on there you will find more information about the pack as well as some preview sounds and more. And for now, I want to thank you guys so much for watching and I hope to see you in the next video.